I'm Joy Guidry. I'm 25 years old. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, but I now live in Brooklyn, New York, and I play the bassoon and the theremin. When I got into band in middle school, I just go on YouTube and search oboe because I started on saxophone, but I hated it. So, and of course, when you search oboe, a lot of orchestra comes up, and the more I heard them, just kind of fell in love with it. Senior year of high school, switched to bassoon, then started a music ed degree at the state school in Texas, hated it. So I practiced a lot to transfer to Peabody Conservatory. And once I was there, it was like classical, which I do not do anymore. It started to really affect my mental health of just constantly practicing the same thing over and over again. And then at a certain point, I just kind of hit a wall where like, I don't want to do this anymore. But I still love playing orchestral rap. Like looking at it as a superior music form, it's really fun to just learn different styles of music. I used to be extremely rebellious. So I started bringing different kind of rep to my teacher, and he was like, no, you're not playing this. And I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. So I did it. It's much harder than classical music. You know, it just is. Going like the piece I recorded today, form content negotiations, there's a lot of multiphonics, it's extremely high, you have to do a lot. Now if I go back to Rite Spring, it's just like, okay, cool. It's no problem. So again, like learning different styles, you can apply in many different ways. But yeah, I just felt the need to play music by people that I can contact. I don't need a Ouija board to talk to Strauss. But I just needed diversity with the music I was playing. Yeah, I was a lecturer at New York Public Library with Claire Chase and George Lewis. So after, we call him Uncle George, he just put me and Jessie together. He was like, you need to know each other. You're both black. And we were like, okay, cool. Like, who are you? And Jessie immediately told me, like, I need someone to premiere this bassoon piece. And he sent it to me. And at that point, like, I played a lot of contemporary music, but not that. So I looked at the score and I put it away until I think a whole year later. And I decided to learn it. We worked on it, I guess, like in a very different kind of way. The workshop, I played it for him, and then he was like, no, let's just improv it. He does a lot of improvisation, hypernotation. He's a big fan of like the Sun Ra Orchestra. And playing it with him just on percussion and bassoon, it gave me a sense of space and just understanding that you can really make this piece for what it is. So growing up my whole life, I was a pretty thick bitch. That is just a fact. I've had to truly learn to love myself. I've had to truly go back and cure and just hold my inner child. It's actually me and my friend Olivia Shortt. We wrote together, and she exists in many different times and spaces at once. It kind of came together in a way. We both kind of struggle with similar things because Olivia is indigenous and non-binary and black and non-binary and fat and like all of these great things. And I just kind of hit a breaking point with European beauty standards and just having such a hard time finding clothes, especially clothes for performance or just a lot of shit. So we talked about it, and then I had a couple glasses of Prosecco and got on the mic and just kind of ranted about everything that I felt essentially about the world and how it treats Black people, Black fat people, non-binary trans people, trans women, Black trans women, and it was really fun. The place I recorded the rant was in my apartment in Brooklyn, and it just felt very natural to be at home, and none of my roommates were home, so I could really say whatever I want, and yeah, it was a great time. Crazy. It's 2020. Y'all need to get it together. The world needs to change because there's so many beautiful people out here that don't see themselves as beauty because of white supremacy and Western beauty. And yeah, fuck that. And to all my hoes out here that aren't 150 pounds, just know that you a fine ass bitch. Just know that you out here, girl. You look amazing. And if some days you don't feel amazing, that's okay. You don't have to be strong for other people. Just be strong for yourself. You don't have to be confident all the time. If you don't feel great, put on those sweatpants. Cover your stomach if that's what you need to do for that day. But just know that you are loved. You deserve love. I want my show to be one story. So I'm working on finding different transitions and I talk about mental health a lot. It's my thing. Because no part of this world is set up for neurodivergent people. Just be myself, not try to fit any kind of mold of what a concert should look like. Really encourage people to cough. I feel like I've been in many concerts where I feel like I was going to fucking die because I couldn't cough, and you can't open a water bottle because you're going to mess up the cord. Radical self-love. It's gotten me through a lot this year.